Hello then, so here I am testing my ATS. I thought I'd get a test to make sure I was wiring it up right before I, exploded the house, I guess. So here we go. What I've done is I've wired it up as it would be wired up, I guess, with when it's running. So hopefully, there we go. So I've got, for the mains input, instead of connecting it to the 25mm cable, I've put 1.5mm flex on it just to test it, and then the generator's connected. Our generator would be connected with 6mm toughened flex, and then on the output side, which is there, we've got this little lamp just as a visual reference that everything's working, and then there you can see the 4 inputs from generator, or 3, one's split. So we've got 12 volt DC, positive and negative, and then we've got 12 volt positive again, and then the output to start the engine right there. And you can see the little relays are all lit up, and battery chargers lit up, and then you can see that one's in and that one's not in, so this one's for the generator. So what I'm going to do now is I've just wired the generator up, so I'm going to get a test. Close this. There's the key. Right, you can see here, I'll give you lights. So mains is available at the minute because it's plugged in. Now I'm going to turn it off in a minute. Mains is on load. Generator's not on, it's not running. Generator on load. So when I turn it off, the generator will become available, and then the generator will be put on load, and the light will come back on. So hopefully we'll be able to hear the generator running in the background. I'm not quite sure if we will, but there we go. You'll be able to see it with them lights anyway. So there's the light. This is the cable that just plugs into a socket here. I'm going to turn it off. See the light? I see the light in there. So I'm going to turn around. There we go. So there we go. Generator just started. Don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear it. And there you go. Now generator's on load, which is just great. So that's it. It's as easy as that. The generator, you can see the generator through here. See it running. Hopefully you can hear it. There you go. So that just there, that little white plug is that them DC connectors that go to ATS, and then that plug is that when it goes to its consumer, and it then goes to that 6mm cable that comes into house. So I cracked it, and then if I go through it, turn the mains back on. So that's the mains back on. Obviously it's turn that up. So the generator and mains are on there, let you see. Now mains is back on load. And the generator just turned off. Easy as that. That's fantastic. So now all I've got to do is wire it up to this consumer unit. This consumer unit's my solar panel, so I won't be wiring it up to that. I'll be taking a junction off this splitter here and going into there, and then out to this consumer unit. And then we've cracked it. It should work lovely. Hello then. So I've finished my ATS system. It is all together now. So I've got it all wired up. As you can see, the house is currently running off of the main supply. I'm having a bit of an issue with it. I'll show you what the issue is. I should have been able to predict it because I've had this issue before. This consumer unit, as you can see, it's got 2 RCBOs, an RCD and an RCD. So these RCBOs are for outbuildings, fish pond and garage. And then this RCD is for all your sockets system and heavy load usage. This one is just for your lighting in house. That's all that one does. So, but this consumer unit got put on because I used to have a single RCD and all the breakers like. This consumer unit got on because we ended up tripping that RCD a lot because, pond and computers and stuff like that running all the time all have slight earth leakage, and blow the RCD literally all the time. So this consumer unit got put on and in that setup so it wouldn't blow. And then this consumer unit also got put on to separate the solar panels because they were part of the issue with that. So I'm having that problem again. So I'll show you what's happening. So you can see it's on now. I'll go and turn the main supply off in this cupboard, like so. So all lighting is gone off, you can see, and then that's gone off. So the generator's just started. See, it clicked in and went to power everything, but everything surged back to the generator's consumer unit and tripped out its RCD, which is a pain. So what I'll do now, so the generator's still running, to put this mains back on. It's back off again, and there we go. Now we're running back on mains, so everything's back on and working. And the generator turns off because the mains is back on. So I'll show you what the problem is. The problem is this single RCD in here, you can see it's tripped, that's got all the load of the whole house on it, and it's tripping again. Even if I slowly put them on, it eventually trips anyway, so that's not very reliable because I need it to come straight on. So what I'm thinking, I'm just going to put a breaker on it and not have an RCD, because the whole system's earth protected after this point, and it would just be, it's not necessary to put a RCD on at this point, really. I would like it, I can't lie, I'd like it to be on, but there's no feasible way of me doing it with it being on. So I may try and I'm gonna try it with a breaker on, just replace that RCD with a breaker so it can't trip out, and what I'll do is I'll put a delayed RCD on it eventually and try that. I'll chuck that on it. So I'll pop that on. Go with testing the ATS and generator again. For this part I'll start outside. So I'll go outside and I shall show you this switch in here. So here's the grid input and the grid isolator system, and then it goes to your meter, and then from the meter it goes to an isolator switch for the house. This switch I'll be turning off to simulate a power failure in the house, just the same as the grid going off and that. So these cables come up into house, and then they come to these junctions here, and then from these junctions they go to that consumer unit, which is for the solar panels, which will not be covered by the ATS because the solar panels can generate more power than the generator, and that's not good back feeding power to generator, so they're not connected to it, they're not running at all when power's off, which is a shame, but that's how it has to be. So the power cable comes from here. You can see these cleaner cables, newer ones, they come down here into the bottom of the ATS, and then one comes out up there and into the bottom of the consumer unit for the house. So there's the consumer unit, all the RCDs, RCBOs and isolators and MCBs and stuff. So then we've got, so I'll show you inside here first. Let's undo it with a little key. Right, so on the right there we've got the generator's input, the 6mm cable that we were in the previous video, and then on the left we've got the 100 amp cable that goes from the main supply outside, and then in that block there we've got the output which goes to the consumer unit, and then that one is the generator's 12-volt connections and generator start connections, and that's it. So we've got all the relays there and all lit up, battery chargers and stuff. So there's your battery charger that keeps your battery going, in your generator, and then they're just timer relays to time everything turning off and on. So we'll try it now. I'll just shut this door like so. I'll show you these. So we've got mains available, is that green one, and then mains on load is that red one, so mains is currently running in the house. And then we've got generator available is that green one, so when generator starts that one will light, and then when the generator's on load that orange one will light. And we've got test things, so if I switch that the generator will start and it'll work, but the green one will still be lit. But I'm going to test it in a proper situation. So here we've got, if I put that one on the right setting, here we've got 1.7 kilowatts, that's what the house is currently using. You can see that. Yeah, 1.7 kilowatts, that's what the house is currently using, or somewhere in that figure. This one will still be running when the generator's running, so this figure will be telling you what the generator is generating. So I'll go and turn that isolator switch off, and you can watch there. So there we go, that's it off. You should hear it start. There you go, it's the generator running. And there we go, everything's back on. So the generator's currently on load. Everything's running lovely. And if I push this up, there we go, the generator's generating 1.48 kilowatts. And then you see from the smart meter on the house, we're not using anything from the grid, because the generator's doing it all. So there you go, it's powering every single thing in this consumer unit. So pond and all that. And actually we're going to have a look at generator. So this is the generator. I've currently got the lid off the generator. So you can see it. There we go. That's a look at the generator. Obviously it's a little bit quieter when the lid's on, but it's not too bad. Now what I'll do is I'll put it back down here so you can see, and I'll turn that isolator back on, and you'll see this green light come on, and as soon as this green light comes on the generator on load will turn off, and then a couple of seconds later the mains will come back onto the house. There we go, and now the generator should turn off. So there you go, generator's turned off. I'm waiting for another power failure to start. So thanks for watching my videos. Any questions please comment below. See you later.